What up, people? I am back. I should have did this video last night, but I fell asleep. But today, we're gonna kind of kick off the M Night movies, the ones I haven't done, and I'm gonna do all of them, including like The Last Airbender, and After Earth, and mine is like Unbreakable, Split, and Glass. 'Cause I already did those, but we're definitely like, I feel like M. Night has some good stuff. It was just, he got so focused on the twist that it's like, he, he got so focused on that and then stopped caring about the stories. I thought his earlier stuff, like the movie I'm reviewing now, Sixth Sense, which, good movie, but it is definitely a one watch because the twist, the whole big reveal towards the end. But it's, then one I'm doing next week, which in my opinion is his best. I love Unbreakable. To me, this one edges it out slightly, and that is Signs. I fucking love that movie. Just Mel Gibson. I'm trying to remember the other guys, but he's another really good actor. And then just all around a great movie. And Mel Gibson's performance in that is great. So, but besides that, today I'm doing this one, and then later it will be for sure today, we'll be doing Texas Chainsaw Massacre Part 2, which in my opinion is the second good one. But The Sixth Sense. So this movie is about a doctor named Malcolm, who you have like this, cool opening where he is being honored for his work, and then he gets killed. Or I spoiled it already, but yeah, one of his former victims. I meant to say patients. Vincent breaks in his house and shoots him and himself, and you think he's alive, so because it like does a time jump, and then he meets this kid named Cole, who reminds him initially of Vincent, so he wants to help him, and his wife is like distanced from him now. And his mom basically thinks he's crazy. So he has to, so he starts helping this kid, and this kid confides in, throughout the film starts confiding in Malcolm that he can start seeing, and this is where you get the whole iconic, and that's probably going to be the tagline of this video, I see dead people. Where he basically talks about how he sees dead people who are unaware that they're dead. So, I like this element, and it's a very trippy movie. It's very straightforward, though, I would say. It's like, you have the big twist, which I just mentioned, is that you get the reveal that Malcolm's been dead the whole time. But it isn't like a convoluted movie, which some of his later stuff gets really convoluted. So at least, like, the plot, I still feels like is very simple and basic. So, like, Malcolm is helping this kid Cole, and then his mom, and his mom obviously thinks he's just weird. Throughout the film he's called like a freak, and I thought Haley Joel Osment did a pretty good job as Cole. He didn't feel like a cringe kid actor. So like performance wise, like I still think this is a good movie, but this is very much a one watch in the sense it doesn't have a rewatchability factor of. It's because you know the twist already. And it's not like there are movies where you know the twist. Scream, I can still watch that even though you know the twist and the reveal. But I feel like this one doesn't. The twist is like, oh, he's dead the whole time. So great performances though, and I can that scene where where Cole says, "I see dead people" is a very well acted scene, very iconic. But it doesn't like hold up as a movie in the sense of like I need to watch this again, like. Versus like Signs, And I like The Village too, even though I know some people don't like it, but I like The Village. Granted, I have not watched it in a while, so maybe it won't hold up to scrutiny now, but yeah. So basically, yeah, that's the film. So I'm gonna get ready to start going into the story. But overall, really well acted film, and I would probably still give this film like an 8 out of 10. And if you've not seen it, it's definitely one I would recommend if you've not seen it. But I will tell you now, once you've seen the twist, I don't know if you're going to want to go back and watch this film like that. Because, you know the twist, the big twist, and it's one of those twists where it's like, okay, now you see it coming. But overall, it's still a well acted film. Probably one of my favorite Bruce Willis performances. And I thought the characters around him worked, and it, very simple, basic story. So, but here we go. So the movie opens up. We meet Malcolm and his wife, who are celebrating him being honored, like getting a prestigious award. Him and his wife, getting ready to celebrate, going in the room. Then Vincent, a former patient of his, starts going off about basically how his life got ruined, and he blames Malcolm for it, and pulls out a gun and shoots Malcolm and then himself. And then we jump forward a few months later. Malcolm now living on his own. His wife essentially, they're not divorced, but they're like estranged, and his wife is just cold to him. And his mom doesn't thinks something's up with Malcolm, thinks he's crazy essentially. So once he then sees this kid Cole, who you see one of the early scenes is Cole, he's like a weird kind of outcast kid. Because Cole lives kind of not right next to him, but in the same neighborhood as him. So he sees Cole, and you kind of follow Cole. His one of his big opening scenes is he's in school, and he starts talking about how, cause I forgot what the exact town is, but this town has a history, and Cole lists it, but the teacher doesn't believe him, and then the teacher freaks out and calls him a freak. This is where he starts talking to Ash, and then one night at a party, Cole is at a party, and these two kids lock him in a cupboard, as a prank, because you gotta have asshole kids picking on him. So then his mom manages to get him out, but he passed out. And this is where we basically get the iconic I see dead people scene where Cole tells I'm just gonna say Dr. Malcolm just because Jurassic Park reference, but yeah, Dr. Malcolm about what's happening and what he sees. Initially, Malcolm scoffs at it and doesn't believe it. But then he sees a video and not a video, he's he learns of a story of a man it's a Spanish man, and he puts two together and starts realizing it's real. So he asks Cole to utilize his talent to help solve, because a lot of the cases are people who are unaware they're dead, and because there's some kind of thing holding them back. And I do like that this movie it plays like a normal movie, but it does have this supernatural element in it. But it's very much they don't treat it overly seriously, in the sense of it does play like a regular film. You take the dead stuff out of it, it does just feel like this therapist trying to help this kid, So you do take that element out of it. But so Cole references a little girl who was drowned, or not drowned, but she died, and they go to her funeral, and Cole managed to find the video, and it turns out that the girl's mom killed her. So Cole now is basically helping kind of use his powers for good. And then he starts doing better, because throughout the film he has to do this play, and he does it well. It's a King Arthur play, and things are kind of going on the up for Cole. And I'll say this too: the movie's not too long. I think it's an hour and a half, because very much I think after this, Cole's life gets better. They do one more thing together, and oh yeah, there's a scene where Cole tells his mom about his gift, and that grandma, or her mom, is basically proud of her, and he says something that only she would know. And yeah, so his mom's, the problem is that's a well acted scene too. So I'm not saying this movie is bad, because I'm saying it's a one watch, but it's mainly just you know the spoiler, which I already spoiled it, but I'm gonna go more into it. But once you know it, it just isn't it doesn't have like the rewatchability like that. Where there are movies that do have a twist, Usual Suspects, Seven, Scream, those have a twist, but I can still watch those where they have a rewatchability factor. I think this one is good film, but I'm good. So once Cole has that scene, um, Malcolm then goes to his wife and asks why are you being so cold to me? And then this is where we basically get the reveal that he died that day. It goes back to it. Cuts back because it just initially you just see him get shot in the chest, and they do show it in a way where it makes it seem like, oh yeah, he survived that, but then it actually shows you he died, and his wife just hasn't lived with it. And Malcolm tells her, that he is gone, but I'll be with you forever. Basically, kind of tender words that kind of let her live on with it. And then he basically now is transformed back. I'll just say heaven. They don't say it, but there's this light, and then the film ends. Well done film. It's just once you know the twist going in, and I can understand at the time it's probably a big deal at the time. I can, especially because the internet wasn't what it was, because this film came out in '99. So the internet wasn't fully utilized like it is today. So, the spoiler probably wouldn't be as big of a deal if this film came out now, or even in the mid-aughts even. But but overall, well-acted film is just the twist. It just doesn't hold up to it doesn't. You don't need to go back and watch it like that. But Bruce Willis did a really good job. I will say this: it's a really good role for Bruce because he's not an action guy in this. He doesn't throw a punch or anything like that. He doesn't play. Yeah, he's not an action guy in this movie. He's a child therapist, and him and Cole definitely had really good chemistry, and they definitely carried the film. I thought the mom did a good job in that scene with the mom and Cole in the car was really well acted. It's a well acted movie, so that's why I'm still giving it an 8 out of 10 because it's a well performed movie. I like some of the imagery. The flashbacks are done well; they don't spam them, and it's a simple twist, but it's still a simple movie. So overall, well done movie. I don't think I'm gonna go back and watch it like that compared to Signs or Unbreakable or even Split. So, but besides that, cannot wait to do Signs because to me that movie is fucking awesome. I remember watching that because I was 6 when it came out. I think I watched it a year later, and man, that movie was great. Thought the aliens were good, even though only gripe, and it's not necessarily a gripe that ruins the movie, because at the end of the day, there are things like that have to happen for the movie to happen. But it's aliens don't like water. Why are they going to a water planet essentially, or a planet that's made up a lot of water? But whatever, we wouldn't have a movie if we hyper focused on that. So it doesn't ruin it for me. It's just a little observation. But I fucking love Signs, so I can't wait to do that one next week. Texas Chainsaw Massacre Part 2, I can't wait to watch tonight. Or probably not. It's not going to be at night. I'll probably watch it earlier, but the review will probably be at night. And it'll probably be at the other house. So, but besides that, I'm going to cheers out and peace. As usual. Fuck Biden. Fuck Kamala. I'll talk to y'all later tonight. Peace.